Hey, gang. Well, the big breaking news in the wrestling world this week is it's not just WWE signs New Japan Pro Wrestling Group, the Bullet Club. It's also the fact that eh, John Cena is out and may not be appearing for WrestleMania due to a shoulder injury. Well, folks, for those of you who have watched my pay per view picks, results, all that, you all know that I'm not a John Cena fan. And with WrestleMania coming up in a couple of months, there's a lot of things going around, and people just sitting there kind of going like, "No John Cena at WrestleMania. This could be bad." Gang, to be honest with you, there's been WrestleManias without John Cena before, and there will be WrestleManias without John Cena long after. Now, he may be the biggest draw in the WWE currently, but trust me, about another 5 or 10 years, they're going to find somebody bigger than he is, who's going to be a bigger draw than he is, and all that. But the big question right now is, what's going to happen? What are they going to do about this whole situation with Cena being out with a shoulder injury? Well, I have a few options on what I think that could possibly happen. The first one being, of course, the fact that, they could probably have Cena pop up in backstage segments every once in a while, confronting guys like Brock Lesnar, The Rock, stuff like that, leading up to possibly something that happened before the end of the show. Option two would be have him make a surprise appearance to come on out and work on some sort of retirement angle to try to hopefully get everybody in the crowd behind him, which obviously is not going to work because half the people like John Cena, the other half hate him. So that's another option that they could probably do and go with. Or there's option C, which is that they'll have him host WrestleMania. So in this way, it may still put butts in the seats and get the ratings up and all this other stuff. Now, I gotta say this in all honesty, everybody. When it comes to John Cena at WrestleMania, let's face it, he hardly ever loses. And this is not the first WrestleMania he's ever missed, and it probably won't be the last. But to have him not getting into a match, whoop-de-doo, I'm not worried about it. I mean, let's face it, the past couple of years, he has killed the undefeated streaks of Bray Wyatt and Rusev. Bray Wyatt his character went on to become quite a bit better, and Rusev, not so much. But to be honest with you, when it comes to John Cena not being a part of WrestleMania, I'm not going to cry over spilt milk over it. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But more than likely, we're going to hear something before too long, either this coming Raw, or probably sometime after the Royal Rumble, because between now and before WrestleMania, something's going to be announced with Cena involving WrestleMania. And let's face it, John Cena is not a young guy, but he keeps pushing himself and keeps pushing himself and keeps pushing himself. The guy's almost 40 years old. If he's not 40 years old, he goes to the gym, he works out like a maniac, and all this stuff happens to him. And if it's not the gymnasium that's almost killing the poor guy, it's Vince and these rough touring schedules. I mean, guys, let's face it. He's not a young guy. And he needs to stop straining himself and pushing himself to try and get over with a crowd that half of them don't care if he wins or loses. The other half just doesn't care about him, period. I'm not sure if that makes any sense or not, but hopefully it kind of sort of does. So those are the options. Those are the choices that personally I think the WWE might go with, because WrestleMania without Cena, I don't know, gang. And if they wind up going with option C of having him host it, it could go over like The Rock hosting it. It could go over like Hulk Hogan hosting it. Who knows? But I think they are going to find a way and figure out a way to get John Cena to be a part of WrestleMania in one way or another. If not for the fans, then to put more money into Cena's pocket. That's all there is to it. And of course, there was a rumor going around that John Cena was going to face The Undertaker because The Undertaker planned on retiring at this year's WrestleMania. So the big question was going to be if Cena and Undertaker did face off. Well, the question had to be how would the match turn out? Because if Undertaker went over Cena, that would have made the crowd happy. If Cena went over Undertaker, that probably would have gotten more boos than when Brock Lesnar beat Undertaker. So, I don't know, gang. But what do you think? What do you think the options should be for Cena at WrestleMania? Do you think that maybe they're going to go in a totally different direction? Do you think they're going to have a WrestleMania without Cena popping up at any particular point in time? Do you think maybe it's time for Cena to just walk away and be done with it? I mean, come on, let's face it. The guy's made tons of money off the WWE for the past, almost 15 years or so? I don't know, gang. I mean, again, I'm not a Cena fan. I don't like him. Honestly, I think he has the charisma of a cucumber. And he has the character of a toilet brush. So, there you guys have it. So, again, whatever you think they should do with Cena, love to hear from you guys. If you want to, put it in the comments below. And let me know what you think they're going to do with him between now and WrestleMania. Or even after. And, your opinions on Cena, love to hear them, whether you like him or don't. And of course, if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button down below. Take care, you guys, and hope you're all staying warm. And as always, stay strong and rock on.